particularly since having Merlin as well, I've been looking at making sort of some small dog garden. I've done it in the past for Oti, making a small one with my wooden poled Windbreak. But Oti on her own, out pegged out on a screw-in pole, is absolutely fine. Having the two of them out there playing proved interesting last week. I've been looking at all sorts of windbreaks, dog fencing. You could spend fortunes, and it's the weight of it. Some of the really, really nice sort of mesh ones are just so heavy. I'm trying to lighten what I take with me, not make it heavier. But I saw this on Marketplace earlier and thought, yeah, give it a go. It's a 3-section air windbreak, and it looked like it would do the job. It's not as rigid, it doesn't have the air beam across the top and the bottom, so this is where I'm just a little bit wary whether it will be rigid or not. I've tried various windbreaks in the past, the Berghaus one and several others, and I just could not put them up on my own. The wooden one I can put up on my own as long as I attach the first pole to something. So my idea would be, if this works, that my big air beam tent, I can use the side door for coming in and out, as I do anyway, but at the front of the tent, make a little sort of garden section, so that if we are spending any time by the tent, the dogs have got somewhere to relax. So let's get it out and have a look. So the instructions for this one are attached to the bag, which is pretty sensible, you can't lose them. First thing I see, unfortunately, is 2-person assembly advised, but we'll give it a go, we'll wait and see. Lay on a flat surface, sort out the valves, so that sort of screw the valves in, the casing, and then remove the actual one you're going to put the nozzle in, inflate all 4 beams, put upright, peg the first beam into the ground, and then it's 2 guy lines out, and then the same for the others. Right, let's unpack and see what we've got. So we've got a pump included. I'll take that out of its wrapper, and I'll get rid of the tissue paper and then lay it out. I'm going to do this bit while I'm sitting, so basically it's the same as all my air beam tents, everything else. Screw the housing in, and then I'll probably need to be two-handed to undo that top valve. Hold on, that's going in slowly. There we go, that's in, and then we undo that top valve. Oh, I might be able to do it one-handed. And that's where the pump nozzle goes in, so I'll do that for all 4 and then lay it out flat. I've been looking at the attachments that you can get to add on another 1 or 2 panels, but actually that's far longer than I expected. So on the plus side, that gives me the length that I'd need, that would make me a small garden. On the downside, I think it's going to make it harder to put up. So let's give it a go. I will say this is a really nice quality little pump. I've just been putting up a Horizon driveway awning, and the pump that came with that was nowhere near this quality. Which, considering how little we've got to inflate... Ah, right. That could be the downside. Okay, I've really wrestled that on. Let's see if it stays on now. Okay. First beam up. How easy was that? Well, that couldn't have been any easier or quicker. I'm going to use the cheap pegs that came with it, and I would be looking at putting it sort of to form a semicircle, so that's what I'll do today. So nice little easy tab there to pop your first peg through, and I'm going to take these guy ropes, 1 in each direction. I've shortened up the guys because obviously I am just here in the garden. That couldn't have been easier. Let's see how the rest goes. Quick lesson learned for me: don't try and go too tight with the guy ropes. You've got to remember it is air in those poles. Okay, so that's it roughly put up. It was pretty easy. 3 pegs per beam. and it gives quite a decent amount of space. I would need to, as you can see, if I just pull this straight, it wouldn't take much to straighten it all up. I think the next step is I'm going away camping this week, take it with me, peg it out properly and see how it goes. It's not going to stop a determined dog from getting underneath though, but I'll think about that one. Right, pack it away. Okay, so this is the Airbnb awning I put up in the garden. I'm just unrolling it to get it set up here. The guys have got very, very tangled, which is a bit frustrating. So I'd have to look at a better way of putting those away. So I'm just tightening the valves up again. So obviously we loosened them all to let the air out, didn't we? So I'll go along and do all 4 of those. It is blowing around quite a bit. We've only got a very, very light breeze here. But let's see. This really is a lot of faff. I don't think it's going to be for me. I don't even know if it'll be easy enough for a week away. Oh well, we'll carry on for a minute. Okay, the more I get up, the easier it is becoming, which is good. Right, it's up. I'm inclined to think it's more hassle than it's worth. For me, for someone who's spending a lot of time at their tent, that might be a different matter. Let me just straighten that front pole out. Right, I'll pop the dogs in there, and my idea was that I'll be able to use the side door on this awning and keep that out the front, but I'd actually have to bring it back. To make it secure, I'd have to bring it back to the first beam, which gives very, very little outdoor space. So is it really worth it? It takes quite a bit of pegging out. 2 of you, it would be easier. We'll see. Okay, it is really nice just to be able to sit down and relax now. Yeah, we're all good. I think dog fencing is definitely the way to go for me. I just don't know if this is the right one. And you'd have to have very respectful dogs not to push through it, which these aren't bad. So there we go. That's us all set up. And we'll see how it all stands up to the night and see you in the morning. Right, this awning is no match for Hooligan Wargie. He was straight out, or tried near enough in seconds. Straight underneath. But then it's not what it's designed for, in fairness. So although it might not be the right thing for me, some of you looking at it might look at it and go, hey, perfect. There we go, we're all looking for different things. I do like the windows out actually, that's nice. That's a really nice feature. You know what? I'm not even going to leave this awning up overnight. I don't gain anything from it. I might as well be sat here with the dogs on leads, in all honesty. And it's one less thing to get caught up or anything to happen to it overnight. So that's the verdict for me, I'm afraid. Not the one for me, but might well suit other people.